I didn't fix my procrastination. I hacked my brain. So it got addicted to studying. No motivation. No disciplined speeches. Just raw brain wiring. Watch how I did it, so you can copy the code. For years, studying felt like pushing a dead engine. Alarm rings. Brain says, 5 more minutes. Books open. Eyes close. Phone lights up. Focus evaporates. I thought I was lazy. Broken. Not disciplined enough. But here's the truth. My brain was working perfectly, just for the wrong team. It was addicted to scrolling. Addicted to notifications. Addicted to tiny hits of dopamine. While studying was tagged as pain. So every time I tried to study, my brain slammed the brakes. It wasn't a character flaw. It was a wiring problem. Your brain is an engine that runs on dopamine. Dopamine is the "this is worth it, do it again" signal. Whatever gives you quick, easy rewards gets wired as good, repeat. Scroll. Laugh. Ping. New video. New like. New level. Each tiny win is a coin dropped in the "do this again" jar. Soon, your brain builds a highway to those habits. Now compare that to studying. Open book. Confusing page. No instant win. Only effort. Only uncertainty. Your brain tags it as high effort, low reward, avoid. So it does. Perfectly. Over and over. You don't have a motivation problem. You have a reward problem. To get addicted to studying, you don't fight your brain, you retrain it. You move dopamine from distractions into the work. First, I stopped lying to myself. I told the truth on paper. Phone equals easy dopamine. Games equals instant level ups. Reels equals endless novelty. Studying equals confusion, self-doubt, pressure. I drew 2 stick-figure worlds. World A. Me on the couch, glowing phone, brain fireworks. World B. Me at a desk, gray book, storm cloud over my head. Once you see the wiring, you stop blaming your soul and start adjusting your system. My biggest mistake? Trying to be a machine from day one. 3-hour sessions. Perfect focus. No breaks. My brain revolted. Of course it did. So I flipped the script. I made studying laughably small. 5-minute missions. 1-page quests. One simple problem. The rule was, stop while it still feels easy. Not when I'm dead. Not when my brain is melting. Because when you stop before total exhaustion, your brain tags the session as, hey, that wasn't so bad. A tiny positive memory. A tiny tick upward. This is how you start moving studying. Out of the pain folder. Into safe, doable, maybe even nice. Now I had small sessions. But I needed instant rewards. So I built a dopamine ladder. I printed a simple grid. Each box equals 1 5-minute focus block. Every time I finished a block, I colored in a square. That small swipe of color felt like unlocking a level. Like gaining XP. I added sounds. Tiny rituals. Close the book. Exhale. Tick the box. Whisper, +1 rep. My brain started to link. Focus, progress, visual win. Not someday. Not exams. Right now. The ladder grew. Lines became streaks. Streaks became chains I didn't want to break. The grid turned studying. From a swamp of effort into a game board. Next, I connected study to small joys. Not giant rewards. That I'd never actually give myself. Tiny ones. Right after each session. A sip of my favorite drink. 2 minutes of my favorite song. A short walk to the window. A stretch that felt good. Study block micropleasure. My brain learned a new formula. Studying is the path to good feelings. Not the enemy. Not the prison. The gateway. Slowly, the emotional color of studying changed. Less gray. More golden. Not fireworks like social media. But calm, steady warmth. The kind that actually lasts. Up to this point, I was someone trying to study more. That identity is weak. It always negotiates. So I rewrote who I was. I started telling myself, out loud, every day. I am the kind of person who shows up to study. Even for 5 minutes. I wrote it on sticky notes. On my lock screen. On the first page of my notebook. When I sat down, I didn't ask, do I feel like it? I asked, what would a studious version of me do right now? And then I did the smallest action. That matched that identity. Open the book. Underline one sentence. Write one line of notes. Every tiny action was a vote for my new self. Over time, my brain started to protect this identity. Skipping a session felt wrong. Studying felt like coming back home. Even with all this, my old addictions didn't disappear. They waited. Silently. So I built a firewall. I made 2 non-negotiable rules. Rule 1. No fun dopamine. Before my first study block of the day. No reels. No random scrolling. No games. Rule 2. When I feel the urge to escape, I delay it. By just 1 minute. I tell myself, study for 1 more minute, then you can check. Most of the time, the urge passes. Because urges are waves. If you ride the first 60 seconds, the water calms. By protecting my first block and surfing my urges, I kept the new wiring alive. Until it became default. Here's what changed. I didn't wake up as a new person. I built one. Not with motivation speeches. Not with perfect discipline. With small, repeatable loops. That taught my brain. Studying is safe. Studying is rewarding. Studying is who I am. One day, I realized something crazy. I'd finished my session. Closed my book. And my brain whispered. Just 1 more block. That's addiction. But this time, it was working for me. If your brain can be addicted to scrolling, it can be addicted to growth. You don't have to fight your mind. You can reprogram it. 1 tiny loop at a time. So here's your challenge. Today. Not tomorrow. Draw your dopamine ladder. Plan 1 5-minute mission. Choose 1 tiny reward. Then run the first loop. When you're done with that block, come back, comment loop 1 complete. And start building the identity of someone whose brain is addicted to learning. Your future self is already waiting at the top of that ladder. It's time to climb. If this helped even a little, don't let it be a one-time hit. Turn this channel into your study trigger. Hit subscribe so your feed pulls you back into growth instead of distractions. Drop a loop 1 complete in the comments to lock in your first win. Smash the like button if you want more brain hacking episodes like this. And when you're ready for the next upgrade, tap the next video on screen and keep climbing the ladder.